Hey, how you doing, my friends? What's up? Me once again. I don't know when this will be uploaded. If it'll be after the rant or before the rant of the American Ninja 4 and 5. To be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna do it because it's been already a week or two. I did the review for 3 movies and only one person seen it, Matt. I sent it out to everyone. Seems like nobody's really interested, so if nobody cares about it, I don't even feel like I should punish myself sitting through American Ninja 5 or whatever. I sat through 4. I don't know. You guys let me know. You want me to go through the rant? I'll do it. If not, forget it. I'm not forget about it. But anyway, what I'm talking about tonight, this movie, which I saw a trailer for the other day. Latest film that Scott Adkins is starring in, called El Gringo. There's no spoilers in this review and stuff. It's one of those movies that's being released through a very low budget thing called After Dark Films. Sounds familiar because these were the people a couple of years back. They were the ones that did those 8 films to die for and everything like that. You had these movies like Death of Ian Stone, which I heard that was good. A really terrible one called Penny Dreadful. I saw one time. There was one of them, I think, with Jessica Alba's talentless brother in it. And these other ones, which I want to forget about. Shit. I think they did it for a little while, and they realized it wasn't getting any views or watches or whatever. I know I was playing in some theaters, but people didn't want to deal with no money, so that was for horror movies. But this year, I think thanks to Joe Fat Fuck Silver, he's executive producing this, so he's helping to put a little bit of money into it, not much. And I guess giving us, 8 movies, but this time these are action films, so they want to try to get into the action market as opposed to the horror market. And I know there's El Gringo. There's another movie with Jim Caviezel in it. It's kind of one of those road thrillers and stuff. Even though they advertise it's a horror movie, it's not a horror movie. Uh, there's one actually with Dolph Lundgren. They play psychopath and stuff. I forgot the name of that one. Some of the movies I think are out already. Like El Gringo actually came out sometime last month, a day before my birthday, May 11th. It opened in very tiny release and is also being shown on VOD, video on demand. And I was able to see this online because I went to VHD to see if I could see it there. I found one ripped there, but for some reason or another, I don't know why it didn't want to play. Maybe the file was fucked up or something. So I went to this other site, which you get to stream movies to watch them and stuff. It was playing there. I was able to see the whole thing there and stuff. You guys can find it online. Be my guest. Um, it's a very interesting movie. It's directed and written by these rookie writer and rookie director who really came out of nowhere. Director is Eduardo Rodriguez. No, he's not related to Robert Rodriguez. I checked IMDb. It doesn't say anything about relations to Robert Rodriguez. The writer is Jonathan Stokes, another guy who came out of nowhere basically. It's probably one of those things that Joe Silver is doing, I guess, to help these new writers and directors crack at an action movie and stuff like that. It gives them a little budget. I don't know what the overall budget is of this film because it's the details of this shit. Oh, the budget was 7 million. So for 7 million, I mean, they did what they had to do and stuff. And there's no trivia on the movie, nothing like that. It's on IMDb. It got a 4.7. It could be a little bit higher than 4.7 to be honest. Like that, because I was entertained by the film. I'll say that right here, right now. This is not a rant. For the stuff that Scott Adkins has done, the Undisputed movies, which those get more praise than this, but I will say I like his character here better than Yuri Boyka. I'm sorry, that's the way I feel. There's Ninja, which I have in the computer. I want to rewatch it again, maybe do a new review of that and stuff. I remember not minding the film that much, but I like this one a little bit more than Ninja, though. I'll explain why. Um, and of course, Scott Adkins' countless collaborations with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which I'm not a fan of those collaborations. I seen the new TV spot for Expendables 2, which seems very epic with that beautiful score that plays called Armies of Steel, which is beautiful score. It's asking to be used for a tribute, folks. but the score is not officially released yet, or whatever. I doubt if it'll make it into the film. If it does, it'll be epic. Finally, the Expendables will have a theme. Like Rambo has a theme, you know, have that. Maybe that'll be a theme for Expendables, but I doubt it. But it's very beautiful. If you look real good there, you actually do see Scott Adkins in that TV spot, and guess what? He's in Van Damme's camp of mercenaries. Big fucking surprise. Sporting a gold tee. He's fighting somebody. You can't tell because the way the trailer's edited is a big quick cut. I don't know if it's Jason Statham, which that'd be cool. Like, oh, Jason Statham versus Scott Adkins? Okay. Or Randy Couture. Part of me wants to believe it's Randy Couture. Because I wanted to bet that will be the MMA's fans' wet dream that make them cream in their pants. Because they've been saying that for a long time about Scott Adkins. Put him in the octagon. Put him in the octagon. And shit. So I bet you maybe they must have honored that. Maybe put fucking Randy Couture and Scott Adkins at it. But who knows? It could also be Jason Statham. But the way that scene is edited, it's real fast. You can't tell. But you know Scott Adkins is in that fight. And I've seen that trailer a bunch of times. It's got me psyched for it. To a point, if I'm disappointed, I'm going to rip that movie to shreds. And if I'm not, then I'm going to owe the movie apology. And you know I've done that before in the past. But then back to this movie. So Scott Adkins is doing that. And he is, because he was in Assassinate Your Asshole, that game, Assassination Game, which I hated. He's also, I guess, finished production on the new Universal Soldier sequel, which is now not being called New Dimensions no more. Now it's being called Day of Reckoning. That's the title it's got now. And shit. And you see Van Damme all camouflaged up, which looks horrible. Looking like Marlon Brando on Apocalypse Now. The harder, the black silk underwear heart. I don't know about that anymore. But Van Damme, I hope he has some form of fun as the bad guy, really. And stuff. Not just be, I'm stone-faced to the movie. That's another day, another video. But back to this film, El Gringo. Very simple plot. I mean, it opens up. The movie's plot sounds very simple. You have Scott Adkins. He's in the middle of the desert. Comes out of the car. The movie's vibe, along with the score, it's trying to be, I don't want to say trying, but I guess that's the inspiration they were going for. Trying to be for like, it's trying to aim for early Robert Rodriguez. Don't get excited, Tony. Wait a minute. It's not as good as Robert Rodriguez early stuff. Like, you know, it's trying to be in that same tradition. Like, you can tell by the way the music is in there, something like that. Some of the music, like, woo, a little bit of that stuff. Like, that type of music in there and stuff. But not in that style. It goes a little bit more artsy, but not enough to make you vomit. Comes out of a car, opens up a trunk, sees a guy that's fucked up in the trunk that Scott Adkins has there, and asks the guy for directions. The guy goes, Gringo, you go here. You went across the bed there. Okay. And then gives him a cigarette. I guess his last request. He says something like, you shouldn't have killed those guys. And then hits him with the trunk. He goes, the guy who's put in the car is Tortudo. Tortuga, or whatever, turtle in Spanish. And stuff. What do you think when you introduce characters that freezes and you see on the bottom it says Tortuga, and then later on when you see Scott Adkins thing it says Gringo and stuff. So it's trying to be sort of stylish. He blows up the car, go through the desert, does a disgusting thing, but I guess he has to do this because of survival. He pisses on a rag and puts it over his head to keep his head cool. Goes to this little area there where he sees these Mexicans fucking around with this dog that's tied up, and they have a big pitcher of water. And he tells the guy, leave the dog alone, and the guys try to attack him, fucks them up. Bit choppy, but not, I would say it's not as bad as safe. So he goes in there, he goes, boom, fucks the guy up with an elbow, knocks him out. Then one case, he knocks down the pitcher of water. Lets the dog go. The dog ends up following him to this town called El Fuentes, little small Mexican town. And of course, you get the little stuff you see in the trailer. If you can type up the trailer for this film, that he wants to get some water. He's got a bag with him, a satchel of some money, about $2 million. and stuff. And everywhere he goes try to get water, nobody wants to sell him water. He goes to a store, says, Permiso, can I get some water, bottled water, please? I got money, please. No, 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 I can't sell, I can't sell. He goes to a bar, they ignore him in the bar, and everything like that. He just tries to get water, and they won't give it to him. That's kind of fucked up. Then you have this girl who, I didn't mind her that much in the film. She's not in the movie that much. This girl named Flaca, who go by name Flaca Skinny, played by Sofia Cinegra, who was beautiful on the eyes, though. Skinny girl who tries to take his satchel of money, puts the knife to him, he takes the knife away from her, smacks her, it almost fucks up her nose, but it's a quick cut. Pa! Knocks him on her nose. He goes, you held the knife the wrong way. You don't hold it up, you hold it down. He says, give me the shirt off your back. No, she had a tank top on, so he makes her take off her shirt. Takes the shirt, says, gracias. And he walks away from her, takes her butterfly knife away. Goes to this bar where he sees this woman who works at the bar, who played by Yvette Yates. Another unknown actress, but I think she's basically put in there. We've seen her character before in these type of films. She's basically like a Zelma Hayek character, like we've seen in Desperado, but Zelma Hayek I like a little bit more. But she's almost that same tradition, or what's that girl's name from Rundown? Rosario Dawson's character, almost like that. You know, basically Latina woman with the big breast, with the black bra, all sweaty. You know, serving drinks, and he tries to give her money to get water. And first she takes the money, she throws it back at him. Oh, it's counterfeit. He goes, this is not counterfeit, it's real money. Puts $200 there. She still doesn't want to take the money. She's cutting her fucking limes. Then she tries to take it when he puts 300. Goes into the faucet, gives him a little glass of water, puts it right there. He's about to drink it. Then she goes, you ever heard of Montezuma's Revenge? So he can't drink it because he gets sick. So then he tries to get a bus ticket out of town. I think some people might be turned off because the way the Mexican people are portrayed in the film, they kind of like we've seen these before in these type of movies. No habla, no this, no that. So, I mean, for what this movie is, I mean, Robbie Rod did it in his early years. If you didn't mind it there, I don't think you minded that much here. But at times it kind of wears a little thin and stuff. And then we're introduced to the villains of the film. We have this one guy who's leader of this gang. Very creepy looking, you know. He wears this weird, spooky makeup on his face or whatever, like a skeleton or whatever. His name is Culebra, snake, and you know, what's in Spanish. Played by Israel Islas, who did a good job. You know, you really hated the guy. You know, could have got a better comeuppance, but at least he got a comeuppance, though, in my own opinion. Him and his boys, they're initiating this guy, they're beating him up to get him into the gang and stuff. And of course, the people who runs Culebra's gang, the guy who runs Culebra's gang, of course, is El Jefe or whatever, the chief, who's basically the sheriff in El Fuentes, who's very fucking dirty, who's Chief Esperanzo, played by Irando Gonzalez. Another unknown actor and stuff like that. Probably done the short films with the director before. Did a good job. I don't think he's not as good as the bad guys you see in the Desperado movies and stuff like that. But he's not worse. He's just there. Basically, he has this little Peacemaker 6 shooter. He's trying to shoot these stray dogs or whatever. But he can never shoot, right, and stuff. And one thing leads to another. And everybody starts fucking with the Gringo and stuff. Like, you have a good scene there where the girl, Flaca, steals his satchel. He runs after her ass, only to be met by Culebra's gang members. He fucks them up. Good, decent choreography, not bad. Some people say it's kind of Jason Bourne-like, but I could buy it because it's Scott Adkins. He's a martial artist, though. I wish they could have got Isaac Ferrentine's choreography for this, because this would have been great for his choreography. Just, you know, do that flips and everything like that. But I guess they didn't have that much money for that. I don't know. Maybe Undisputed 3 had more money to spare, or they wanted to go a little different with it. But I like the like Scott Adkins' character in this. You know, we learn about his past and where he got the money from and everything like that. Leads to a very good chase scene, a little bit towards the middle of the third act, where people get shot, you get blood squibs. Yeah, that's right, blood squibs, folks. Yes, it is possible. Uh, Very cool sequence, like one sequence where he does like a leg lock on somebody, and then it's almost like one of those your submission moves. He takes the gun, boom, blows the guy's head off. It's like, all right, and stuff. Uh, Other stuff like you see one shot that's in the trailer actually, where he's being chased by the gang members in this narrow alleyway. There's one bullet he has in the chamber of his gun. There's a hollow point bullet, and shoots very well done. I like the way he's done, even though it's CGI effect, but I liked it though. Shoots one guy, go and like fucks up like 5 guys in one shot, which I know that was done in Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. Maybe that's where the idea came from, whatever. But I liked seeing it there. It was good. Scott Adkins' character, I liked it. You know, is he good at the acting? It's a bit of a step up. I mean, and stuff like that. I mean, maybe this could be more if he gets more roles like this. You know, just get away from Boyka, because Boyka character to me, the acting, I'm not that impressed. But that's the one everybody identifies him with more. But this guy, he's basically known on the cast as the man, but he's basically throughout the whole movie he's referred to as Gringo. That's the title, El Gringo. And I believe Men of War, the rock band, the metal band, they actually came out with a new album this year, and they made a theme song for the movie, which I was going to put it on the video, but I wanted to make it a little more simple and stuff like that. You guys could look it up. I know some of you guys heard the song. And the song does show up in the end credits. I don't know the runtime of the film. You also have Christian Slater in the film, but he's not in the movie that much. He basically plays the cop who's investigating the situation at the desert where the explosion was at with the guy who got killed in the trunk and stuff. He's looking for Scott Adkins' cat. You find out the connection between them and stuff and everything like that. Some people will say it's kind of predictable where Christian Slater's character is going to, little by little. You start seeing the patterns there, but I didn't mind seeing Christian Slater there, to be honest, you know, and stuff like that. It's hard for a man to find work these days, you know. He doesn't get that many choice roles, but it was good to see him there for a little bit. At least he's away from Uwe and stuff. But the film, to me, I was entertained. I wasn't bored. When the action sequence up there, especially that little action sequence in the middle of the third act, was good. Well done. The fight scenes, you get a sequence there where you get exposition of what happened to Scott Adkins, what led him to the beginning of the film, why the guy got blown up in the trunk. It's a bit flashy, because I'm guessing it's supposed to be part of a nightmare sequence. Maybe that's why it's not 100% clear. But I know it's a cheap shot, but I liked it though for what it had to be. When people get shot, it's blood squibs. Some people might say it takes more than that, but in the end of the day, I mean, it's a time waster, you know, for what it is. You know, would I put this on my best movies list? It'd probably be low on the list, to be honest, and stuff like that. Like I said before, I like it better than Safe because it's a straightforward story. You know, Scott Adkins' character, I liked it, the guy. I thought he was a little bit funny, but not being over the top and everything like that. He's just this guy just trying to get through this town, trying to mind his own business, but people keep fucking with him and stuff like that. The lead girl, Anna Yvette Yates, you could take her or leave her, but we've seen this character before in many other films. Basically, maybe in those other films that character's been better, you know. Catalina, Selma Hayek's character in Desperado, whatever the character that Rosario Dawson played in The Rundown, been done better, basically. But in those movies, but here it's not as worse, you know, not that worse. Now Yvette Yates is good to look at in the eye, on the eyes. She's not bad to look at. Everybody else, it's not. It's basically maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 main actors in the cast. To be honest, or maybe at least 4 if you think about it. Everybody else is just people on the side here and there, but you know, I thought it was an action film. I thought it delivered. I don't know why it doesn't show the runtime of the movie. It's not on IMDb. I would like to know what the runtime is. It could be maybe, you know, a little more spat out and stuff, but I was entertained for what it had to be. If I had to rate the film, in all honesty, I would give it about 6.5 out of 10. So it's worth your time, take it or leave it. Uh, and I would say it's probably one of the improvements of the other films Scott Adkins has done, to be honest. If he could find more roles like this and stuff, I'll be more impressed. People are already labeling him to be the next Van Damme, but he's got to find those same type of roles that made Van Damme a star. Van Damme wasn't always stone faced. He had to have likability, some charm, some fun. Here Scott Adkins like he's having some fun because he knows what this is a little bit. This is basically a throwback to those early Rod Rodriguez films, but not done as good as early Rod Rodriguez. So just get that to your head. Don't go into it with high hopes and stuff. But it's a time waster at most. Scott Adkins does a good job for what he has to do. Christian Slater, for a little bit of time he's there, is okay, not bad. The bad guys, I know people will be surprised. Well, I'm always putting the bad guys sometimes the good of the movie. Take them or leave them, to be honest. I think the guy who played Culebra did a good job because he was more menacing than the fucking, really, the sheriff of this little pueblo, to be honest, and stuff. Israel Eslas, he did a good job of playing Culebra. Part of me wishes, he could have had a better, comeuppance, but still it was a comeuppance at least, or whatever. And best thing was the movie was not downbeat. So 6.5 out of 10 is the rating for the film. People wonder why I don't put it higher, because it has a little bit of a problem with the choppy, a little bit. But I guess sometimes if you like a movie enough, sometimes you can excuse it and stuff. So maybe that's why I didn't mind it, because I can excuse it. I don't know how others will react to this film, but go in with an open mind. If you hate the film, I understand. If you like it, hey, go for it. And stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's a time waster at most. It's not gonna win any awards. It's an entertaining film. I was entertained, so it did the job what it's supposed to do. I don't know. Maybe this guy Eduardo Rodriguez and Jonathan Stokes. Maybe these two guys will go on to write better stuff. But still, not bad for what he has to do. 4.7 is a little too high. It's not too high, but it's a little too low. It could be at least a 5.0, to be honest. I don't think we need to put it as like, it's 4.7. But it's worth your time. Worth your time. So, I guess I'll leave you up for that now, guys. If you guys still want me to do the rant for American Ninja 4 and 5, let me know. I'll put time into it. But, if I don't see nobody really running crazy to go see that 2-hour reviews I did on 3 movies, so me wondering, like, what the fuck is American Ninja? So, I don't know. Sometimes it hurts the motivation, when only one person tunes in, But who knows? Maybe I'll do it just to finish it or what, or whatever. But anyway, you guys speak up. If you want me to do the rant or not, okay? But rating for this movie is 6.5 out of 10, and please, by all means, give it a watch. It's on VHD. Maybe I have better luck than me to play in the movie. It's on this other site where you get to stream movies. Whatever, I don't know the name of the site. I think Matt might know the name of the site. I think watchmovies.net or something. It was on there. I was able to see it. It's on VOD. If anyone has video on demand, hey, feel free to go for it. I think it came out sometime last month, May 11th. So thank you all for watching, and you have a good night.